Ladies and gents, welcome back. Tens of thousands of people in Alberta are being displaced because of wildfires that are raging on, and people are now looking to shift blame. And who are they shifting the blame onto? Whether it's politicians for their inaction, or what plans that they had, or they're blaming it on campers that were irresponsible, eco-terrorists, and, well, of course, diversity hires in the fire departments. Now, we're going to get into a bunch of these in this video, so why don't we just get into this one from Calgary Herald, saying a fire went from prescribed burn to out of control in an instant near Banff. Some residents were evacuated. Horses had to be quickly relocated as winds changed direction and pushed the fire out of control in the area. Now, I'll give you the TLDR on this one. Of course, the links are always in the description down below, so go check that out. It's a long article. You can read into it yourself. But Trans-Canada Highway remains open at this time of the article being written. Number of the firefighters working on the prescribed burn Wednesday were part of a Women in Fire training exchange program currently taking place in Banff. The person said, WTREX, Park, we're going to get into who she is. WTREX is a training program for experienced firefighters from across the globe and called the team Working the Blaze the cream of the crop. They're all certified firefighters from around the world. We're going to get into what certifications around the world you can get, who have their certifications. So the training was not specifically for them to get certified to be firefighters, said Park. Regardless of whether the prescribed fire had a burn window during the training or not, we would have had resources here, especially given where it is located. Now, this is an article talking about this. Women's Fire Conference in Banff aims to break down barriers in male-dominated industry. And a lot of people are shifting blame onto these individuals. I've had lots of candid conversations with women that are really struggling, that face misogyny, sexism, racist discrimination, unfortunately, harassment and assault, who leave the service. Now, this is Jane Park. She's a leader in wildlife management, but she's faced her share of adversity in a male-dominated industry. Now, this conference is this is why Park is one of the driving forces behind Banff's National Park planning and hosting Women's in Fire Training Exchange May 1st through 12th, which is obviously being cut short, known as WTREX. It is an intensive 12-day training exchange that combines practical live fire training with indoor learning and discussion on advanced participants' qualifications and experience in wildland fire operations. Specifically, WTREX is an opportunity to engage participants of all different genders, ethnic, and racial backgrounds to explore the growing role of women in fire management. This is about people who have not historically had having opportunities, and who deserve to be there. So are they trained? Are they not trained? Did they have opportunities to do these things? Are they inexperienced? It's kind of hard to tell based on what is being said here. Now, we've seen things from the training in other places. So these people are coming from international sources. Here's Connecticut, an absolute insane law that would axe fitness requirements for female firefighters. This was brought up. A law introduced earlier this month in Connecticut State Assembly would let women skip the candidate physical ability test, a timed gauntlet used by fire departments across the country. The test, which only 10 to 15% of women pass, requires candidates to complete intense physical training while wearing a 50-pound vest. It is designed to simulate the experience of navigating a fire in heavy gear, and to weed out those unable to do so. And of course, people are saying, well, it's for good reason. Also, here in New York City, the New York Fire Department drops physical test requirements amid low female hiring rate, to a lot of backlash. Here we have, what needs to matter is how well you perform the task of firefighting, said an official. The question is, when you're 270 pounds and you're on the 4th floor and someone comes through that window, can they pick you up and drag you out or not? That is the question. And, this is the situation of lax standards throughout the industry, and why a lot of people are talking about this. Of course, an article from the Counter Signal today. Feminist Firefighters accidentally set Banff ablaze. It feels quite accusatory. A woman in firefighting exchange program accidentally set Banff National Park ablaze after a prescribed burn went out of control. Canada's first Women in Fire Training Exchange, WTREX, is taking place in Banff, Alberta between May 1st and the 12th, as we reported. The application for the event accepted 35 people from all genders. And, well, again, I'll leave a link in the description down below, but let's get on with the video here. There are other accusations coming out, and here's another article itself here. This one is from the Counter Signal as well. State of emergency. Of course, Counter Signal, Cian Bexty from Alberta, so there's a lot of Alberta news. This is why a lot of this is coming out. State of emergency. Arson suspected in multiple Alberta wildfires. So apart from the Banff one, it looks like there may be arson at play here. Alberta has declared a state of emergency amid an unprecedented wave of wildfires, while skeptics wonder not if, but how many were intentionally set by eco-terrorists pushing their climate hysteria. And of course, we all know who Stephen Guilbeault is, but he was actually, before becoming the Minister of the Environment under Justin Trudeau's government and being hostile towards the energy sector and the farming sector and a bunch of other industries here in Canada, he was a member of Greenpeace. He was arrested as being a member of Greenpeace. Here he is with his jumpsuit saying Greenpeace. Greenpeace is an organization known for engaging in eco-terrorist type activities, such as putting spikes in trees, where a spike planted into a tree would destroy the chain on a chainsaw. And the effort there is to injure the logging farm, or the people out there logging trees and cutting them down for harvesting. Of course, that is known as a terrorist tactic, but Greenpeace is known for doing that. And it wouldn't be out of the question to suggest that maybe they'd be involved in something like this. As of Monday, Alberta has had 405 wildfires in 2023, which is more than doubles the total of numbers from 2022. On Monday, Premier Danielle Smith asked the federal government for help in dealing with the emergency. 98 fires are active in the province this morning, and this is a tweet from her here. Now, we're seeing this on social media, people saying that here we're showing you footage of people intentionally lighting these fires. Here, I looked at this video. It's really hard to tell. It looks like somebody may have been camping there. Maybe it was a homeless person, or perhaps it was some hippy-dippy Greenpeace person actively setting this thing ablaze. It's pretty hard to tell from the video itself, but firefighter authorities, here we have Parkland County saying, "We need your help. Our firefighters have responded to 4 fires in 5 days that appear to be intentionally set north of Highway 16 between Ridge Road and 30 and Ridge Road 32. We're asking residents to report any suspicious behavior to the RCMP by calling 911. This is a there is a full fire ban on. So campers are not allowed to have fires at the moment. This is something that, if you live in the West Coast, is pretty commonplace. It's pretty early for this year. I'm not sure about Alberta. Maybe Alberta normally has fire bans around this time. In British Columbia, we're not quite yet into fire ban season, but it's an extensive season. It usually goes from July all the way into the rain season. Not until late September, October do we ever see the lift on the fire bans. But We don't normally see intentional fires being set here in British Columbia, at least not that I'm aware of. And this may be a case in Alberta because it's a bit of a stronghold at the moment, and there is an election coming up at the end of this month. And there's a lot of pressure to blame Danielle Smith, but we also saw years ago under Rachel Notley's NDP government what happened in Fort McMurray and their response to forest fires. Thousands and thousands of homes lost due to the inaction of the government at the time. There is lots of action occurring right now to this unprecedented amount of forest fires set or just alight from natural causes. But this is definitely an ongoing issue, and I'd love to hear your opinion about this. So leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. Who is to blame here? Is it diversity hires? Is it arson? Is it irresponsible campers? Or is it the government itself that's in charge, or that is responsible for these fires that have been taking place all over Alberta at the moment and are raging on? Anyway, we'll leave a comment in the comment section down below. We'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.